Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day to you all. You are welcome to the revision version of our class. If you could recall, the first topic we talk about during our class in this time is movement and sound. And movement, as you all know, is the act of moving from one place to another, or an act of taking a step from one direction to another, e.g., walking, running, jumping, etc. We also talked about types of movement. The first type of movement we talked about is locomotor movement, which is a movement that involves movement from one place to another or from one direction to another. Examples of locomotor movements are crawling, hopping, galloping, skipping, walking, etc. The second example of locomotor movement is the second example of movement, is non-locomotor movement. This takes place when one moves a part of the body without moving from one place to another. Example of non-locomotor movement includes bending, stretching, shaking, turning, and so on. The third type of movement, which we did talk about, is manipulative movement. And this type of movement takes place when one uses his hands to handle an object in a skillful way. Example of manipulative movement is throwing an object or catching an object. And after our topic, which involves movement, we talked about the movement of animal, and we did mention some animals like ants, that we said the movement made by ants is march. We also talked about cat, which we said steals, monkey swings or climb, and fish and other domestic and both wild animals. We talked about the movement they make and also the names which those movements are called. And apart from movement of animal, we talked about movement of people, and we started with a baby. We said a baby crawl or engages in crawling. The next one is a child or children, which walk, run, jog, and jump. And we also talked about the third part of the people, which is old people, and we said they walk slowly because they walk with walking stick, that is, they use 3 legs in walking. After talking about movement of people, we also talked about animals and their sound, that is, the sounds which animals make. And we call out some animals, like an elephant. We said the sound made by an elephant is trumpet, and we also said a lion roars, and we said the bird either tweets or chirps. And we did call out some domestic and wild animals, like a dog. We said they quack, and the snake, we said the snake hiss, and so and so on and so forth. You can go through the notes, which will be provided for you for more explanation on the sounds made by animals. And after talking about the sounds made by animal, we also said we talked about the sound made by people. Number one, we said a baby normally cry. That's the sound that is commonly made by babies. And we said the children or an adult talk, scream, shout, and cry. And also talked about some paramilitary people and military. We said the soldier and the boys brigade, they normally shout in making their commands. And after talking about the sound made by people, we talked about the sound that are made by machines, and we made some examples during our stay in the class. And we said the telephone rings, the siren wails, and the trumpet blares. And we also call out so many machines during our class. The next topic we talked about is physical fitness, and we said physical fitness is the ability of a person to carry out his or her daily tasks effectively and still have enough energy. And we did mention some components of physical fitness, which include strength, agility, endurance, coordination, and flexibility. After physical fitness, we talked about athletics, and we said athletics are events that takes place in both the track and field. and we said a person that takes part in track and field is called an athlete. And we started our discussion on track event, and we said we have 3 examples of track events, which include the sprint or the short distance race, the middle distance race, and the long distance race. Sprint or short distance race are races in which an athlete moves or runs very fast over a short distance. And we said a sprinter is an athlete that takes part in the sprint race. What are the examples of sprint or short distance race? Number 1 is 50 meters, 75 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters. And we also have the basic skills in athletics. We said the first one is bunch and crotch start, which an athlete will squat and take a stand. We take a bunch or crotch start. The next one is the takeoff, the third one running, the arm action, and the finish. And we also said in track events we have 3 commands that are being made before an athlete will start his race. Number 1 is the on your marks, the second one is set and go. And after athletics we ventured into high jump, and we said in high jump the athlete is expected to jump over the crossbar as high as possible. The athlete that jumped the highest point will be declared a winner. And we did talk about the basic skills in high jump. The first one is run up. The athletes run very fast while moving towards the crossbar. The second one is takeoff. The athlete lifts himself or herself from the ground while close to the crossbar. And the third one is the clearance of the crossbar. The athlete moves off the ground and crosses the bar without allowing any part of the body to touch the crossbar. And the last one is landing. After going over the crossbar, the athlete lands on a thick mattress. And with that, we came to the end of our revision period.